It's what non-car people don't get. They see all cars as just 1.5 tons, 2 tons of wires, glass, metal and rubber. That's all they see. People like you or I know, we have an unshakable belief that cars are living entities. Well, not a Toyota Corolla, obviously, but a real... You can develop a relationship with a car. That's what non-car people just don't get.
There's a problem in the car community. It's filled with hate. I can almost guarantee that every car enthusiast has hated on somebody else's car at some point. I know that I have. Most people hate on stance cars. I feel like that's a bit obvious. But stance cars aren't the only people to get hate. If you're a car enthusiast, you've likely had someone throw shade your way, for whatever reason. If you have a Supra, you better have 1,000 horsepower. If you have an RX-7, it better not have an LS swap. And my uncle's friend's cousin's GTR is way faster than yours. People love to hate. It's in our nature. Whether it's hating paying taxes or hating the car that your friend has, it's very easy to hate. So it's easy to understand why there's hate in the car community.
Like, I could build the coolest car, like, if you just had a bullet point of like what the entire world wanted. Say it was a Koenigsegg Agera with even more boost, and it was like the perfect car, right? And somebody'd be like, yeah, but I don't like the tread pattern on the tire, that looks dumb. Like, there's always something to pick at. I remember when people saw this and they said, how could you paint it the same color as your Mustang? Like, because I wanted to.
Please block me. I accidentally was interested in the video until I saw your face. Mustang is poor people car. Meh, my Beamer is faster with the AC on. True story, let the hate comments begin. Boring video. 1,000 horsepower is cheap. I have a 2,200 horsepower twin turbo Viper.
I think there's many reasons why people hate. It could be out of pride. People want to just sound like they know more than they actually do. Hate could also come from insecurities. Often, people are jealous of what you might have or what others might have, and the best way for them to feel better about themselves is to hate on those cars. If you hop on Instagram, you'll see a lot of different types of cars. You can't look at a time attack car and say that it's better than a stance car. They're just different. They serve different purposes, and they serve each purpose well. And that's part of the beauty of the car community, because we get to see a lot of very different, unique builds. This is James's car, and I don't like James's car. I think it looks ugly and dysfunctional. So it's very easy for me to tell James that I hate his car. In fact, I'm sure it'll be very easy for you all as well, as I'll see in the comments. James's car is a classic example of a stance car gone wrong. It doesn't have perfect fitment, in fact it has stock wheels, but it's on air suspension, so it's very low, and it has an automatic transmission. James obviously has a lot of people hate on him for his car, from strangers to close friends.
I put a lot of money into this car because at the end of the day, I mean, you can only spend so much on vape juice.
It's easy to step back and say that you don't hate on other people's cars until you meet somebody like James. What do you say to somebody who has a car that you don't like anything about?
It doesn't bother me that people don't like my car. I built the car the way that I wanted it to be built. I didn't build it for everyone else's satisfaction. And
hate is bad, right? You shouldn't hate people's cars. It's tearing apart the car community.
This would be kind of cool to paint a Legacy purple. I've only seen one of the Legacy that was purple, and in all honesty, this whole car this would look cool. Let's put it on it.
Yeah, but he's just so easy to hate. Just look at him. What do you do when you're at a car meet and you meet a James? You're going to meet a lot of people at car meets, especially who are very new to cars. They're not going to know the car lingo, and they'll probably tell you that they have a V4 turbo in their Ford Escort. You don't want to shut them out because then they'll never learn. That person could be the next Jeremy Clarkson, but they lost all interest in cars quickly because you told them that they were an idiot instead of helping them learn. James's car is not something that I'm interested in. He isn't somebody that I would normally walk up to and talk with, but I respect his decisions. He built the car the way it is because that's how he wanted it. And it's easy to say that you don't care about other people's opinions and that you'll build the car the way you want to, but it's another thing to actually do it. So James, I'm not a fan of your car, but I respect your decisions.
Help. How do you spread positivity? You help one another. You help one another. You see someone struggling? You don't have to, just because they're not asking you, walk over and ask if they need help with something. Or you see someone post something and you see they're not getting the right answer, shoot them a message or go, hey man, I've actually done this before. Maybe I can help you out with this. I made a video on this. Or maybe if they're close by, you can swing by and help them. And when they do that, they end up being a close friend in the end. And it's awesome. Like, I've met so many close friends because they've helped me fix something on the car. Or I've posted about something, the guy goes, hey man, I got this part, let me send it to you. And then after that, you just keep talking to them. Like, I have a good friend in Tennessee. I've never even been to Tennessee, and I talk to this guy every single day. It's crazy what you can meet and what you can do through the car community.
It sounds so cheesy, but I feel as though there's not enough positivity in like the world. So if I pay good money to go somewhere, like a car event, or travel there, and it's just a bunch of people talking trash to each other, not out of competition, but out of spite, it's one thing to be like, yeah, let's go race, and you just poke fun at each other, like, I'm gonna beat you and whatever. That's just being a dude. But if you go up to somebody and tell them that everything they own is trash, I think that's just wrong.
I feel like cars, at least for me, they bring a lot of people together. I've met a lot of my friends through cars. Most of my friends are actually car enthusiasts, and I'll spend most of my free time either working on my car or out hanging out with friends, going to a car meet, going cruise back roads, which I don't do because I'm on bags.
Don't take yourself too seriously. There's nothing you can do about people who hate on you. And there's always going to be different opinions in the car community and different types of car enthusiasts, whether it's stance cars, show cars, race cars, or drift cars. And instead of hating on other car cultures, step back and enjoy the diversity, because it's that diversity that makes the car community great. And it's those people you meet along the way that make it all worth it.
I swear to God that I could drop it, bro. Yeah, I got a shot and I ain't stopping, no. That's how I know that I'm unstoppable.